What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Whales and Locks. And in today's video, we're going to be doing something different from the typical betting picks that I usually put up. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. We're going to be looking at a bracket here. Don't mind it saying 2014 NCAA tournament bracket, but what it is the Joe Lunardi February 2nd version of the NCAA tournament that he has put out for his bracketology. So what we're going to be doing here is I have his bracket inputted into this tournament, and we're going to go ahead and fill it out. I can't wait any longer. We have a month and a half until the tournament will start. Hopefully we will have one. I would say 95% sure we'll have one. Conference tournaments, who really knows? But the NCAA tournament's really all that matters. It'd be great to have the conference tournaments, but regardless, here we are. So we're just going to go ahead and run through it really quick. This is right off the cuff. I have no notes for this whatsoever. This is probably just what I would do if I was running through this NCAA tournament. So let's get it started. Right off the bat, we've got in the top, we have Gonzaga and NC. I don't even care. We're going to do Gonzaga really quick here. Hopefully, okay. All right, next one. Drake at 8 versus 9 here. I'm thinking there's away teams here. There's not. Everything's in Indy. Drake in North Carolina. That's tough. Drake being undefeated at this point. North Carolina. Oof. I'm going to go with Drake. Kansas at Winthrop. Kansas really has struggled lately. I just really don't think they're that good of a team, and Winthrop's undefeated. Winthrop's got a good defense. I'm going to go with Winthrop here with the upset. I think Winthrop could pull it off here. Missouri Belmont. This feels like one of those games that could easily go to Belmont, but I'm going to go with Missouri here. All right, UCLA versus the winner of Arkansas and Seton Hall. The winner of Arkansas and Seton Hall would probably be Seton Hall. Arkansas is kind of a fake news team. They haven't really been that good this season. Versus UCLA. I'm going to go with UCLA here. We've got Iowa and Siena. I'm going to be quick here. Iowa. Rutgers and Clemson. I'm really high on Rutgers. I think Rutgers can do some damage in the NCAA tournament. So I'm going to take Rutgers here. I also think Clemson's very bad offensively and probably wouldn't be able to keep up with Rutgers' offense in this game if I can spell correctly. We'll go with Texas. No surprises. All right, I'm going to go through the entire first round first, and then we'll go to the second round and keep going. All right, here we go. Villanova, really quick, write them in. Okay, Minnesota, Boise State. That would be a really interesting game. Minnesota, looking at them, I mean, they're pretty good offensively, led by Marcus Carr and Liam Robbins. Boise State, I don't know that much about, other than them being a really good Mountain West team. I think Boise State would probably win this game. So I'll go with Boise State here. Florida State versus the winner of Stanford and Colorado State. Again, I really like Colorado State. They beat Boise State this season. I think Stanford's very overrated, but Florida State here would be too much to handle. I'm going to go with Florida State. Oklahoma, UC Irvine. I am so high on Oklahoma this year. I'm going to take Oklahoma in a rout over UC Irvine. Florida, St. Louis. Is this where the upset happens? Florida's a really good team. They did just beat West Virginia. St. Louis has really been struggling lately. I feel like by the NCAA tournament, this would be where St. Louis could figure it out. I'll go with the upset here. I'll go with St. Louis. St. Louis. Illinois, Wofford. I don't know anything about Wofford. I'll go with Illinois. Oklahoma State, Oregon. Cade Cunningham is legit, but I think Oregon would be too much to handle. I'm going to go with Oregon. They've just got a lot of weapons on the outside. I would take them. And then Houston. All right, going back up to the top here, we've got Baylor. Fill them in real quick. Xavier versus BYU. Oof, these are two teams that just scream bad in the tournament. I will go with Xavier here for no other reason than them just being in a better conference. West Virginia, Toledo. I've actually watched Toledo. They're actually a really good basketball team. They played against Michigan this year. Played them close for a little bit, and then Michigan blew it out kind of at the end. I gotta go. I think they could do it. I'm going to go with Toledo. I'm going to go in the upset here. I'll take Toledo. Wisconsin versus UAB. This is where I think Wisconsin just this team is such fake news this year. I think Wisconsin is just one of those teams that has nothing going offensively. I don't know anything about UAB, but I'm going to go with the upset here in UAB. I think that a team like UAB would just confuse a Wisconsin team, given that they really don't know much about each other, and Wisconsin offensively would probably struggle. Virginia Tech, Indiana. I think Virginia Tech is another one of those teams that's incredibly overrated. I watched them a couple times. Their offense really struggles to score at all, and Indiana with Trace Jackson Davis I think would figure it out. I'll go with Indiana. Got a lot of upsets in this one. Tennessee, Grand Canyon. Let's go back to scratch here, or to chalk, I should say. Let's take Tennessee. USC, Loyola, Chicago. Again, oof. I'm going to go with Loyola, Chicago. I guess this is my upset bracket here. I just think Loyola would pose a good threat against USC. They are absolutely locked down defensively. So I'll go with Loyola. Go with Ohio State. So basically, as I go through this is probably how I would fill out my bracket if this were to be the actual NCAA tournament. But this is without doing any research, which I would probably have done. I definitely would have done if I was doing a real one. We got Michigan here. Louisville, San Diego State. I can't ride too heavy on the Mountain West. I'm going to go with Louisville here. Louisville's got some good guards. I'll ride with them. Creighton, St. Bonaventure. Creighton can really score the basketball. I'm going to go with Creighton. Texas Tech, Liberty. God, this game would be in the 40s if this was a real college basketball game. Both teams elite defensively, really slow pace. I think Mac McClung would figure it out. I'll go with Tech. Purdue, LSU here. I got to ride with my guys. I've been high on LSU all season. I'm going to go with LSU. As you can tell, I'm pretty high on the SEC this year. We've got Virginia, Navy. I'm not going to break away there. Virginia, Colorado, UConn. Again, really high on these guys. I got to go with Colorado. And we'll go with Alabama to close it out. So that is the first round, or second round, I should say. Really quick assessment. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. I usually like to be around 8 to 9 upsets in the first round. 6, 7, 8. Got 9 upsets. Okay, I can live with that. That's usually what it's usually around, 7 to 9. I try to stay in that range. Gonzaga, Drake. Gotta go Gonzaga here. Winthrop, Missouri. Oh, I really badly want to take Winthrop here. I'm not high on Missouri whatsoever. If I were to be doing a real tournament here, this is honestly a spot where I would take Winthrop. Yeah, I'm going to go with Winthrop in the upset. I think this is a really bad 4-5 slot here. I think anything could happen with Kansas, Missouri, Belmont, and Winthrop. And I'll say Winthrop gets into the Sweet 16. UCLA, Iowa. We're going to go Iowa all day here. Rutgers, Texas. Too much here for Texas. I'm going to go with them. All right. Villanova and Boise State. Got to go with Nova here. Florida State, Oklahoma. I am all on the Oklahoma train, especially, obviously, when they get back Austin Reeves. St. Louis, Illinois. Illinois is one of those teams that could easily lose this game, but I don't think they will. I'll take Illinois. And then we got Oregon and Houston. Houston, too much defensively. I'll take Houston. All right, up to the top. Baylor and Xavier. Again, too much here. Baylor, easy one. Oh, man, we've got Toledo and UAB. I think you got to go Toledo. I don't know anything about UAB. I just don't like Wisconsin. I'll go with Toledo here. Indiana versus Tennessee. I think you got to go Tennessee, but this is tough. Yeah, Tennessee here, too much. All right, here's my second big upset. I'm going to go with Loyola in the upset. I know maybe a lot of you are freaking out, any Ohio State fans, but look, Ohio State's a good team. You got to watch this Loyola team on defense. It brings back memories of when they got to the Final Four 3 years ago. They still have Cameron Krutwig inside, and they really just dominate. Look, just watch their game. Their defense is electric. It's awesome to see. I'll take Loyola in the upset. Michigan, Louisville. Michigan here, too much to handle. Creighton, Texas Tech. These are a battle of way different opponents. Creighton being offensively gifted, Texas Tech being defensively gifted. For some reason, the Big 12 can't always figure it out in the tournament. I'll go with Creighton here. LSU and Virginia. Oh, man. This is a very similar idea to the Creighton Texas Tech. Good offense versus good defense, but I think Virginia's too much. They'd win this game behind Tony Bennett. I do love LSU, though. Don't forget that. Colorado, Alabama. This is one of those games that I see 7-2, but I really see more like 3-2. I'm super high on Colorado. This feels like a Sweet 16 Elite 8 matchup type of Sweet 16. Elite 8's a little much, but oh man, I really want to pull the upset here. No, I can't. I can't do it. Alabama in a close one. All right, going back up to the top here, we've got how many double-digit seeds? We've got 3 double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16. That's what's going to happen when you're in Indy like this with no fans. If there are no fans, we'll see. But, all right, we've got Gonzaga, Winthrop. The Cinderella story ends here. I'm going to go with Gonzaga. Iowa, Texas. Ooh, that would be such a fun game. I think Iowa just has the best player. So I'm going to go with Iowa here in a small upset, but not really. Villanova, Oklahoma. Here we go. Here's where the upset comes in. First 1 seed to go down. I'm going to take Oklahoma in a tight one. I think they're just better offensively. Nova's not a bad team whatsoever, but I just think Oklahoma really has what it takes to win this game. Illinois, Houston. Houston's going to win this one. I like Illinois, but Houston's a really good team this year. Baylor, Toledo. Again, too much for them. I'm going to go with Baylor. Tennessee, Loyola. Again, I again badly want to take Loyola, but I think the story ends here. I got to go with Tennessee. I can't go too crazy here with upsets, especially if I was actually doing this tournament for real. Michigan, Creighton. I love Michigan. I'm going to go with them. Virginia, Alabama. Again, 2 very different opponents. Defense versus offense. That's been the theme of this bottom right half of the bracket. Oh, man. Bama inside, I think doesn't have enough. I'm going to go with Virginia here in the upset. I think they probably would figure it out with their big guys inside. So I will ride with Virginia. So right now, here's our Elite 8. Gonzaga, Iowa, Oklahoma, Houston, Michigan, Virginia, Baylor, Tennessee. Those would be some great basketball games. First game, Gonzaga, Iowa. I don't see anybody beating this Gonzaga team. I got to go with them. I got to go with the Zags. Oklahoma, Houston. Again, ride the Sooners. I'm taking them to the Final Four here. Oklahoma beats Houston. Baylor, Tennessee. Baylor. I got to go with Baylor. I got to do it. Michigan, Virginia. Again, a really tough one. Michigan offensively, good team. Virginia, I think, I want to say the experience wins out here for Virginia. I also hate the fact that I would have 3 1 seeds in the Final Four. I can't do it. I got to go with Michigan. This is a pretty chalk bracket. I don't usually do this, but because it's off the cuff and I don't really have upsets yet, I think we're starting to see that upsets are really occurring early and then it starts to taper off. So that's going to be my Final Four. Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, Oklahoma. Again, Baylor, Michigan. I'm going Michigan here. I'm going to take them to beat Baylor, and then we're going to take the Zags. The story ends for Oklahoma here, and Gonzaga's the national champion. That would be a great game. Gonzaga, Michigan. And there you go. There's my bracket. Again, right off the cuff, just want to give some of my thoughts on where I stand right now with some of these college basketball teams. Again, if I had put more research into it, I probably would have been able to tell you a little bit more about some of these double-digit seeds. But that's just a quick look at the March Madness bracket going into February 2nd. So I can't wait for a month and a half to come. We'll be able to put our brackets in. Basketball's back, the world reopening. It'll be awesome. So yeah, more videos soon.